Hello everybody, I just saw Spider-Man Homecoming. Great movie. Well, I saw it yesterday. But it was a fantastic movie. Fantastic picture, and there's a lot of things that I would just not expect. There's a lot of things that I didn't expect. First of all, there's going to be spoilers, just to let everybody know. And second of all, I'm just going to remind you right now that I'm going to actually have cards in this video right now. And it's going to send you my contest video. I'm currently having a contest. It's for a channel banner and logo, you know. Best one I will use, and the contest ends August 1st. And I'll pick a winner. Also, I'm having a giveaway. My Final Fantasy subscriber will receive one fidget spinner. I mean, you know, that's how it's going to be. On with this with this movie, Spider-Man Homecoming. Best Spider-Man ever. Best Spider-Man movie? Not quite sure, but best Spider-Man ever. Now let me tell you this: Tom Holland, he is a fantastic Spider-Man. You know, he was an underdog, just like he was in the comics, and I really think he fit the Spider-Man character well. There's a lot of guys who played Spider-Man before, and it just doesn't fit the character well. They definitely got a guy who fit the character well. Now let's just start off with the beginning. Now first of all, I don't know the cast. I need to see the cast. So of course, you know, Iron Man was in it. He played a big role. And how it started off was, it started off before, well, that one part of Civil War. So you don't know who Happy is. He's that one guy who was working for Iron Man, and his first movie was Iron Man 1, and he's just carried through in all those movies since. So, he's played a prominent role in a lot of movies. I mean, I must say, he got a very good variety in this. Then he ended up Spider-Man ended up in battle or anything when he received his new suit. And, you know, he went home, and, you know, he was waiting for like 6 months because he wanted to be in another battle. So when does this Spider-Man movie take place? I don't know, actually. All I know is it takes place a good bit after Civil War. And it takes place before Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Infinity War. Yeah. So Spider-Man's, he goes, there's that one part where he fights all the guys in the, Avengers masks. Which I find very interesting, you know. Doing their little Avengers thing. And they got these weapons. If you remember the first Avengers when they fought the, I forget what they're called, but they helped Loki. That whole thing was scavenge, and there was a whole group between the Vulture and a bunch of goons. One of them being the Shocker. So that's an interesting detail. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened. I'm just going to say that from the bottom of my heart. There is a lot of decent stuff in there. I don't even know if I'm saying anything good. I don't know how good this review actually is, so somebody needs to tell. But I think it all went well. Like, you got this blockbuster Spider-Man movie, which I've said nothing about whatsoever. Nothing of any good detail, I would say. But let me actually say some stuff, because I need to. Okay? Michelle is MJ. So MJ is in this movie. It's a weird casting choice, but I just need to blurt that out now, because that's how it is. Okay? Vulture is using a bunch of technology he's not supposed to be getting. And that one scene where Spider-Man has to stop all those goons, he does, but they almost cut him in half. They cut his favorite sandwich shop in half, and they cut a bunch of stuff in half. That's how it goes. He comes back home, and his best friend, which I can't remember the name of, which is why I can't actually find him, which is why I need to see the full cast here. But whatever. His best friend is in his room because he wanted to build the Death Star with him. And by when I say build the Death Star, I mean literally build a Lego Death Star. Because that's what happened. Okay, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this movie. You know. And just bear with me. I'm not going to tell you what they are. But he likes Star Wars. It's clear. Yeah. This Spider-Man is like the most up-to-date, awesome Spider-Man though. And Tom Holland was a perfect choice. Like, he has the age, he's got all this stuff. Aunt May was too young. That's some criticism for this movie. and then Flash was not a good choice. That's more criticism. But he liked this girl named Liz for a better part of the movie. And the whole movie is based off of a homecoming dance and surrounded that. So apparently he heard that she liked Spider-Man and she was having a party, so he went to that. He was supposed to go with Spider-Man too, and everybody was judging him because, oh, you know, you're not friends with Spider-Man or whatnot. So then there we go. I mean, that happens. And then it really just goes on from there. He finds out the guys are trying to sell the weapons. One of them is the Shocker. He's trying to sell them to Miles Morales' uncle, which you find out because we find out what his name is. Miles Morales is not in this movie, however his best friend is, and he's best friend of Peter Parker. This is all just somehow making sense. Just bear with me here. Anyway, wow. Just think about this movie. Like, there's a big plane crash at the end. When Spider-Man finally defeats the Vulture. And I mean, just well, I'm trying to go through this as quickly as I can. I'm trying to remember exactly what I can here, and I'm trying to also load up the cast here, but it's not exactly working. So we're just gonna go with Peter Parker's best friend, is what that guy's name is, because I can't remember the actual name, and I don't know if you guys can remember the actual name. But if you can't, you can't. If you can, you can. Okay. So then he's trying to go after the Vulture. He gets in this truck. He smacks his head off top because the Vulture makes it so there's this purple thing on the top, like so he can get into it, and he cuts it open, makes this digital purple thing, but eventually it seals and Spider-Man hits his head on it. So then he gets into a big storage facility, the largest one in the world, and you know, wow. So apparently, there's this there's this training wheels thing, and Tony Stark put into the suit that Spider-Man bypasses with his best friend on the computer in a hotel because Spider-Man. First of all, Spider-Man's in DC at this point. The reason why he's in DC is because he learns that there's a base in Maryland. All these guys have a base in Maryland, so that's really interesting. But yeah, that happens. Just a thing. Just a thing to spew out there, to really get the detail out there about what's exactly happening. But there's a base in Maryland. Okay? He goes in the DC, because, well, he just said that he needed to go into DC, so there's a trip there for some quiz thing or something, and there's a competition between their school and another school. So, yeah, that was the excuse for going into DC, and yeah. Yep. He knocks his head out on the truck, he gets stuck in this huge storage facility. And then he finds out all about the suit because he got the training wheels thing off, so there's a bunch of webbing powers he didn't have before, and a bunch of stuff. I mean, just wow. And that was absolutely amazing. You know, he learned a lot. He learned a lot of stuff about that suit, which he did not know before. And then he knew. Then he knew. Like an instant. All because of Suit Lady, which was later named Karen. That's just nice. I would definitely name my Suit Lady Karen. He could have come up with a better name. What would have been interesting if he named Suit Lady Gwen. That would have been like. That would have been great. I mean, you already got MJ in there. Then you got this other girl which he likes, which he goes to the homecoming dance with. And he realizes that her father is the Vulture, which is played by Michael Keaton. His real actual name is Michael Douglas. You know, Michael Keaton, just an act. It's actually Michael Douglas. Yeah, I didn't believe it either, but that's how it is. You don't believe me? Look it up. But yeah, but before that, he has to save all his friends that went on that trip in DC. They all stuck in an elevator. He had to save all of them. He saved Liz and everybody. In the Washington Memorial, you know, the big long thing. It's really tall. And it's in DC. Dead. Yep. He had kicked through a window. The police wanted to kill him. This movie's just sporadic, you know. He pops up on a boat, you know, and then Iron Man takes his suit away from him, so then he has a super weak suit. Well, basically on this boat, the boat gets cut in half because Iron Man, I don't know, Iron Man even called the FBI on him. because he wanted to stop him. Then Iron Man saved the boat and saved everybody when the whole thing split in half. You get that one scene, was in Spider-Man 2, I think, where he's trying to stop the train, so he has the webs, but this time he's trying to pull a boat together. So that was very interesting. But I mean, wow, you know, you got the whole movie in a nutshell there. He stops a plane and everything. We learn who MJ is. I mean, we learn all that stuff. It's very, very interesting. I mean, sure, I can cut off a bunch of details from the beginning of this video because they were absolutely terrible, but it's pretty great. You know, there is strange casting of Aunt May, Flash, MJ, which her name isn't even Mary Jane Watson. It's Michelle. Like, come on. Like, I facepalmed when I was in the theater and I heard that her friends call her MJ. I was like, that was my initial reaction. But it isn't terrible. It can be better if they dye her hair red and she changes her name. Then it's not a problem. It's not. I mean, there's those few key details, and she always hinted in the whole movie like she liked Peter anyway. And Liz had to move because her dad had to go to jail and everything. And yeah. Anyway, that was the movie. That was a big bulk of it. He eventually got his suit back. Here's the ending part here. He eventually got his suit back. You know, Iron Man gave it to him. It was in his bedroom in a case. He put it on. But let me go a little bit before that. Then I'll travel back to when he put it on, which was the very ending of the movie. For the credit scene. Scenes, I should say. There's always that one after the black and white credits, but that was a total disappointment. Yeah. So Tony Stark offered him to live in Avengers, the new Avengers base, because they had to make a new one since they were selling the other one because it was destroyed. So they made one upstate in New York, because Spider-Man and all the Marvel universe is in New York. None of it can be anywhere else. But at least in DC, it's spread out a little more. It's, you know, it's in DC, Pennsylvania. Yeah. I mean, like, where was Batman, Superman, or somebody to pop up in DC? I mean, at least that happens everywhere else in America. But no, Marvel stuck to, oh, look, New York. But anyway, you see the new Iron Spider-Man suit, which looks okay. I still prefer the good old red and black. Red and blue, I meant. And then, like, he's supposed to have an interview, and then he just leaves because he didn't. He said, "Nah, I'm good with just being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." So he declined joining the Avengers for now. He's gonna eventually do that in the next Avengers movie. I say he did a good job. And Pepper's like, where did the kid go?" And then he went out to the car. Happy said, "Yeah." And Happy's just like, "Okay, I'm gonna give you this ring, and you can improvise." They don't show Pepper or Tony Stark proposing, but, you know, it's implied. Anyway, he goes home, he sees this Spider-Man suit's in a briefcase on his bed. He puts it on, and then, good old Aunt May realizes he's Spider-Man. So, yep, that's the movie. That's it in its full detail. Liz moved, MJ, well, Michelle was MJ, all this stuff. You know, we learned a lot. We learned too much, some might say, but we learned just enough. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot the ending part of the movie. Now I gotta add this part in to the video. So basically, I forgot the credit scenes. I'm gonna try to make it snappy. Vulture met Scorpion in jail when he was walking around. And Scorpion said that there's some boys outside that would like to know Spider-Man's identity because he heard a rumor that Vulture knows. And Vulture's like, no. And Vulture did know. Vulture did know who Spider-Man was because he went to the homecoming dance with his daughter, so. And he knew almost the whole entire time. So that was a thing. And then after all the black and white credits, Captain America did his little speech thing. He had a lot of those in the movie. He's like, "Man, why did you wait for something for so long just to have it be so disappointing?" And that was practically it. It was funny. It was a really funny part of the movie. And I think it's one of the best Marvel after credit scenes ever. Even though it was really stupid. And it was really disappointing, just like Captain America said it would be. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Make sure to enter my giveaway. Well, I mean, they actually already entered my contest. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.